Aliens declared war on Earth. They thought we were soft, emotional, weak. They thought they'd crush us before lunch and still have time left to flirt with our women. But something happened. Their ships stopped mid-air, their weapons turned against them, and their bravest commander, he found himself on his knees. This war didn't last a week, not a day, not even an hour. So what the hell did we do? How did we end a galactic invasion with style, sass, and zero mercy? Hold on tight. Because what you're about to hear, they tried to wipe from the alien archives forever. Welcome to Humanity Prime HFY, the channel where we remind the galaxy why you never mess with Earth. I'm Jake, your voice behind the madness. I tell the stories they don't want you to hear, the ones with danger, fire, flirtation, and the kind of revenge only humans know how to serve. Let's begin the story. Aliens declared war on Earth. It lasted only one day. Bleh. A single woman stood in the middle of the street, wearing red leather and sunglasses. She winked at the drone camera, licked her finger, and touched the lens. The screen sizzled. "Oh, darling, I've been waiting for you." Zurexx blinked. "Who is she?" Ulor scanned the data. Major Vega, human, no military rank, but classified under something called Project Phoenix. "What kind of project?" Ulor gulped. "It says, not for soft-hearted aliens." Zurexx growled. "Send forces, ground teams, now." 3 ships touched down near Vegas. Alien warriors stepped out, armor gleaming, weapons ready. But the streets were empty, too quiet. Then, footsteps, heels clicking on concrete. Major Vega walked out slowly, hips swaying, eyes locked on them. She wore no armor, just confidence. "Gentlemen," she purred. "You're early. I haven't even shaved." One alien raised his blaster. "Stand down, female." She laughed. "Oh, honey, I don't do down." In a flash, she moved, faster than their sensors could track. She grabbed the blaster, bent it like a pretzel, and shoved it, where the alien's second heart used to be. The others panicked. One tried to call for backup. His comlink buzzed with static and moaning. "Oh yeah, press harder," a voice moaned from his headset. He ripped it off, wide-eyed. Vega strutted toward them, slow, dangerous. "You boys come all the way to Earth and didn't even bring flowers?" The last alien tried to run. Too late. She kicked him across the street. He landed in a pool next to a floating sign. "Welcome to the Pleasure Planet." Back in orbit, Zurexx watched in horror. His top squad, taken down by one human, with a smile. And just then, the ship's AI began speaking. "Commander, update received. Earth status, do not engage. Reason, psychological warfare, sexual confusion, and unpredictable human confidence." Zurexx sat down slowly. His claws gripped the armrests. What was this? Humans weren't just fighting back. They were playing with them. And now, Earth was watching. The skies lit up. Every screen on the alien fleet blinked with human faces, smirking, laughing, daring them to try again. Zurexx leaned forward, eyes narrowed. "Prepare the fleet. I want that woman captured." Ulor glanced at him. "For questioning, sir?" A long pause. Eventually, the screen glitched again. Vega appeared, this time close up. "Hey, Commander, Tell me something. She licked her lips slowly. You like it? Rough. Not that alien commanders needed rest, but this time, it wasn't war that kept him awake. It was her. That Earth woman with the devil's smile, and the power to humiliate an entire squad, while looking like she just walked off a calendar shoot. He replayed her last words in his mind. You like it? Rough? Every time he heard it, his heart rate spiked. Eulor stepped into the chamber quietly. Sir, your pulse is elevated. Should I call medical? Zurexx grunted. Call reinforcements. From the outer colonies? No. He stood up. From our pleasure squads. I want soldiers trained in seduction defense. Eulor blinked. Sir, we don't have a department for that. Then make one. Earth wasn't just using weapons. They were using confusion, pleasure, misdirection. And it was working. The next day, Zurexx sent 10 elite units to Earth. Each squad, genetically enhanced, trained in hand-to-hand combat, and immune to emotional manipulation. At least, that's what the manual said. They landed in New York, Miami, Tokyo, and Paris. Each time, the result was the same. They didn't even make it past hour 1. Some were defeated by strange human machines called clubs. Others were taken down by unexpected ambushes, involving mirrors, tight dresses, and loud music with too much bass. One soldier returned to the ship, breathless, bruised, and smiling. Sir, he whispered, they used something called a pole. Zurexx slammed his fist on the table. Enough games. Earth has declared war through seduction, and I will answer with destruction. He ordered an orbital strike on Las Vegas. The ship charged its plasma core. Countdown, 10, 9, 8. Suddenly, all systems went dark. Every screen on the ship turned black. Then, a voice. Feminine, bold, dangerous. Commander Zurexx, you point your weapon at Earth again, and I'll show you what real domination feels like. A light turned on. She was there. Major Vega, sitting on his throne, legs crossed, lips curled. Zurexx's jaw dropped. How did you get on my ship? She smiled. You left the back door open, sweetheart. He looked around, his guards paralyzed, his controls frozen, his mind racing. You're insane, he muttered. No, darling. She leaned in close. I'm just human. Then she stood, walked past him, slow, teasing. Her fingers trailed across the console. The ship powered down completely. Enjoy the silence, she whispered. And in a blink, she was gone. Vanished. No transport signal, no trace. Just her scent in the air, and a single red lipstick mark on his command screen. The bridge lights came back on. Zurexx stood frozen. What is she? He muttered. Eulor's voice crackled through the intercom. Sir, incoming message from Earth. They've uploaded a file to our system. A virus? No. Worse. It's a training video called How to Talk Dirty in 30 Languages. Zurexx stared at the lipstick stain. Prepare the escape pods, he whispered. Sir, are we retreating? A long pause. No. I'm going down there. Eulor choked. To Earth? Zurexx nodded. I need to understand how she broke me without even touching me. The pod launched. Commander Zurexx, the strongest warrior of his species, the leader of the galactic fleet, was now headed to her. And not for war. At least not the kind he used to fight. Heat shields glowed, alarms beeped, but his heart beat louder than all of it. He wasn't just landing on a planet, he was walking into a trap, and he wanted to. The pod crashed near the Nevada desert. Dust exploded across the sky. Zurexx stepped out, armor gleaming, cape fluttering, pride wounded. No soldiers, no backup. Just him and his obsession. He scanned the area. No human troops, no resistance, just silence, and a single red ribbon tied to a cactus. He narrowed his eyes. She's watching me. Then he heard it. Heels clicking on stone. He turned fast. No one there. Then, a soft voice behind him. "Looking for me, Commander?" He spun around. Major Vega stood a few feet away, wearing combat boots, a skin-tight tank top, and an expression that could melt steel. She was licking a popsicle. Cherry red. Slow. Too slow. "You came all this way, just for little old me?" Zurexx didn't answer. His mouth opened, then closed. His entire species had a vocabulary of over 1 million words. Right now, he couldn't remember even 5. She stepped closer. "You know, most guys text first." "I don't text," he muttered. "I invade." She laughed. "Oh, someone's kinky." Zurexx clenched his fists. "What do you want from us?" She shrugged. "Respect, peace, and a foot rub from someone with 6 fingers." He frowned. "That's disturbing. You haven't seen what else I can do with them." He flinched. She walked past him slowly, her scent lingering in the air again. He couldn't fight it, couldn't look away, couldn't even blink. "You humiliated my fleet," he growled. "You hacked my ships, my soldiers." She turned. "I didn't hack anything, sweetheart. You all just logged into me." Boom. Another pop in his brain. This woman wasn't just dangerous. She was a weapon. "What are you really?" he asked. She stepped close. Real close. Chest against armor, eyes burning into his. "I'm humanity's best-kept secret, and you're about to find out what we're hiding." Zurexx tried to steady his breathing, tried to focus. "You came here for war," she whispered, "but you're gonna leave with something else." "What?" he asked. She smiled, leaned into his ear. "Regret, and maybe a hickey." Suddenly, the ground shook. Boom! Zurexx looked around. "What was that?" Vega tilted her head. "Oh, that's just your fleet. Being deactivated. You're bluffing." She pulled out a tablet, showed live footage. Every ship in orbit, powered down, hull breached, hacked. His mouth dropped. "But how? Remember that red lipstick on your screen?" "Yes." "That wasn't lipstick." "Then what was it?" She winked. "Wouldn't you like to know?" Far above, alien ships began drifting toward Earth's gravity, undefended, exposed, helpless. The hunter had become the plaything. Zurexx fell to his knees, not from pain, not from defeat, but from something worse, admiration. She broke him, with words, with smirks, with power. He looked up at her. "What do you want from me?" She leaned down, ran a finger along his chin. Everything. Not because he was weak, but because she made him forget what strength was supposed to feel like. Major Vega circled him like a panther. Slow, smiling, dangerous. "You know," she said softly, "this is how most of your kind leave Earth, on their knees." Zurexx tried to speak, but all he could manage was, "You're not like the other humans." She raised an eyebrow. "Ah, is the big scary alien getting curious?" She snapped her fingers. Suddenly the air shimmered, and cloaked human operatives appeared all around them. Men, women, dressed in black, weapons silent. Zurexx hadn't sensed a single one. Vega leaned close. "Let me introduce you to the real army. We don't fight with guns. We fight with style." Zurexx stood slowly. "You think this is a war you've won?" She grinned. "No, sweetheart. This isn't war. This is foreplay." The soldiers laughed. He tried to activate his wrist beacon, but it was dead, just like his fleet. He felt something cold press against the back of his head, a high-heel boot. She stepped onto his shoulders from behind. "Look at you now," she purred. "The great Commander Zurexx, kneeling for a low-level Earth girl." "You're not low-level," he growled. "You're a damn nightmare." She crouched, lips close to his ear. "Good, because I'm not done playing yet." Then she pulled a small remote from her back pocket, pressed a button. In the skies above, the alien ships began to burn. Self-destruct codes triggered. One by one, they lit up like fireworks. Zurexx watched his empire collapse, while humans watched it like a show. Cheers erupted across Earth. Phones filmed it. Memes were already being posted. /Alien Daddy Down was trending. Zurexx stood, breathing heavy. Why humiliate me like this?" Vega smiled. "Because you needed to learn one thing, Commander. Humans don't submit. We dominate." He stared at her. "What happens now?" She took a step back, raised a small collar, shiny, metallic, engraved. "Now, you join us. As a prisoner?" She tossed the collar at his feet. "As a pet." Gasps echoed among the soldiers. Zurexx's fists clenched, his face flushed. From anger? From shame? Even he didn't know anymore. She stepped closer again. "You'll walk with us. Live with us. Sleep where I tell you. And obey every order?" Her lips curled. "Unless, of course, you're afraid of a little training." Zurexx picked up the collar. He stared at it, then stared at her, and said just one word. "When do we start?" Far away in the shadows, someone watched. An unknown figure. Female, dressed in silver, eyes glowing. She turned to a silent squad behind her. He fell for it. "The commander?" one asked. She nodded. "Hook, line, and hormone. Should we proceed with Phase 2? The woman smiled coldly. "Yes. Let's see how deep this pet is willing to go." Collar in hand, Earth's desert wind brushing over his armor like a whisper of defeat. But deep inside, something else stirred. Curiosity, excitement, maybe even submission. Major Vega didn't speak. She let the moment stretch, watched him process what he had become. Not a conqueror, not a hero, just a toy, waiting for permission to play. He looked up. "So I wear this, and then what?" She stepped forward, slow, in charge, boots crunching gravel with every confident step. "Then you do exactly what I say, when I say it, and how I say it." He raised an eyebrow. Even if it gets messy? She smirked. Oh, Commander, I hope it gets messy. Then she leaned down, took the collar from his hands, and snapped it around his neck. It clicked. Zurexx didn't flinch. He stood tall. But something in his eyes shifted. That glow of control, gone. Replaced with willing confusion. Vega pulled a small leash from her belt, attached it to his collar. Walk with me. He hesitated. Do I have a choice? Nope. She turned, pulling gently. Zurexx followed. Behind them, human operatives exchanged knowing smirks. One whispered, another one down. That's the third this week, another muttered. These aliens never learn. As they walked through the desert, something shifted in the air. A faint hum, like static wrapped in silk. Zurexx paused. What's that? Vega turned, eyes narrowed. What do you hear? There's a signal. Faint. From someone else. Suddenly, his collar shocked him. Just a quick zap, like a slap with electricity. Ow! Vega laughed. Told you not to sniff around, puppy. But behind her smile, she was alert now. She heard nothing. But someone was watching. Far away, the silver-dressed woman from before stood on a cliff, holding a long-range scanner. The signal Zurexx picked up? Her doing. She turned to her team. Zurexx is more responsive than expected. Shall we extract him? One asked. She smiled. No, let him sink deeper. Let him beg. Back on the ground, Vega led Zurexx into a secret underground base. Clean walls, blue lights. Humans in tight suits, walking with confidence. Each one gave Zurexx a smirk, like they already knew what he was. A trophy. A broken beast. A curiosity on a leash. Vega opened a door. Inside, a room full of holograms, tech, and a bed that looked far too luxurious for science. Zurexx stared. Is this an interrogation chamber? Or a pleasure den? Vega raised an eyebrow. Depends how you behave. She pushed him inside and locked the door. Rest up, Commander. Tomorrow, we begin obedience training. Zurexx paced the room alone. He sat on the bed, looked at the collar around his neck in the mirror. Was this really him now? The proud warrior of Sector G9, now reduced to a pet, a plaything, an experiment? Suddenly, a whisper buzzed in his ear. Commander, do you miss the feeling of power? He stood up, startled. Who's there? Someone who can unleash you, if you want it. The mirror flickered, and the face of the silver woman appeared for a second. Her lips curled into a seductive smile. Or do you prefer being her little toy? The reflection flickered again. No more silver woman, just his own face, tired, frustrated, confused, and wearing a collar. He touched it slowly. It didn't hurt, but somehow it felt heavier every minute. The voice still echoed in his ear. You don't have to serve her, you know. You were a commander, not a pet. He gritted his teeth. Who are you? No answer, just silence. And his thoughts. Then the door hissed open. Major Vega walked in. Tight black uniform, high boots, no patience. Ready for your training, sweetheart? Zurexx didn't move. I had a visitor last night. Oh? She said, arms crossed. Did the big bad alien get lonely? Someone spoke to me through the collar. A woman. She... Vega's eyes went cold. She what? She offered me power, freedom, a chance to be who I was. Vega stepped forward fast, faster than Zurexx expected. She grabbed his chin, firm, sharp, electric. Listen, alien boy. You don't get to be who you were. You're on Earth now. That version of you, we crushed it. In one day. Zurexx stared into her eyes. She wasn't angry. She was jealous. Who is she? He whispered. Vega let go, turned away. A problem. That's all you need to know. She knew my rank, my past, my weaknesses. Of course she did, Vega muttered. We taught her everything. Zurex's eyes widened. Wait, she's one of you? Vega paused, then smiled, coldly. She was. She turned around. You're not the first alien who got curious, but you might be the first dumb enough to let her in your head. She said she can make me a commander again. Vega stepped closer. Her lips brushed his ear. And I can make you moan like one. He flinched. She smiled. Still confused? He didn't answer. She walked to the control panel, typed in a code. A chair rose from the floor, sleek, metallic, glowing. Sit. He hesitated. She tilted her head. Or would you rather be on all fours? He sat. Straps locked around his wrists. His legs spread slightly, uncomfortably. Hey, what is this? Vega leaned over him. It's called the compliance chair. Sounds illegal. Only if I forget the safe word. She pressed a button. The collar vibrated. Zurexx gasped. It didn't hurt, but it sent a rush down his spine. Every time you resist me, it tightens. And if I don't resist? She leaned in. Then I reward you. His heart raced. His mind blurred. But then, the lights flickered. A static wave. And suddenly, another voice. She's lying to you, Commander. Zurexx froze. Her training doesn't make you strong. It makes you hers. The silver woman's image flashed across the screen above. Escape now, and I'll show you what true power feels like. Zurexx looked at Vega. She didn't seem surprised. She simply turned to the screen and smirked. Still trying to steal my toys, darling? Only the ones you break, Vega. Zurexx looked back and forth. Two powerful women. One in front of him, one inside his head. One pulling the leash, the other offering the knife to cut it. Vega touched his collar again. Don't get distracted now, Commander. You still haven't passed your first lesson. Zurex's body stayed strapped. But his mind? It was tearing apart, strapped down, heart pounding, mind torn between two forces. In front of him, Major Vega. Commanding, sensual, in full control. In his ear, the silver woman. Soft, dangerous, whispering freedom. Vega moved around him slowly, tracing her finger along his jaw. You want out, don't you? She purred. But part of you likes being trapped here, obeying orders. Zurex's breath hitched. The collar pulsed again. Gently. Not pain. Pleasure. His body reacted before his brain could stop it. See? Vega grinned. Your body knows who owns you. He clenched his fists. You don't own me. She leaned in. Sweetheart, I collared you in front of your own fleet. You gave me the keys. And now you're worried someone else wants to steal you? The screen above flickered. The silver woman appeared again, dressed now in a sleek bodysuit, eyes glowing brighter, lips curled like sin. He deserves more than being your pet, Vega. He was a warrior, a leader, a god among soldiers. And now, Vega smirked. He begs when I press this. She touched a button. Zurexx's collar vibrated again. His head rolled back. He let out a sound that wasn't entirely alien. The silver woman narrowed her eyes. Let him choose. Right here, right now. Vega turned to Zurexx. All right, Commander. You want freedom? Say the word, and I'll remove the collar. She placed her hand on the clasp. The silver woman's voice echoed. Say it, Zurexx. I can give you back your rank, your purpose, and your revenge. Vega whispered, or stay, and I'll give you something better than revenge. The room went quiet. Zurexx's eyes closed. Flashes of war, ships burning, his army, humiliated. Then flashes of Vega, that smirk, that first zap, her voice saying, walk with me. He opened his eyes, looked at Vega, then at the screen. I choose. His voice dropped an octave. The room vibrated, with tension. Myself. He ripped the straps, snapped the collar off. Both women froze. You arrogant bastard, Vega muttered. Unexpected, whispered the silver woman. Zurexx stood tall, shoulders back, eyes burning. I've tasted power. I've tasted submission. But now, he smirked. It's your turn to kneel. He pointed at Vega. The collar in his hand began to glow. Reprogrammed, customized, reversed. Vega raised an eyebrow, but didn't step back. You sure you know what to do with it? No. He stepped closer. But I'm dying to find out. The screen flickered again. Silver woman, watching, waiting. Vega, smiling, not resisting. Zurexx, holding the collar. And Earth was watching too. Fade to black.